Hi, this is Dan Cortopassi of TSG Multimedia. Today I'm reviewing an HO scale SD70ACe locomotive from Athearn Genesis. My example is decorated as Norfolk Southern 1066 in the New York Central Heritage Scheme. NS 1066 was built in 2012. I compared the model to prototype photos of the real engine and it looks to be extremely accurate. This model is available in DCC ready form or with DCC and sound installed. The MSRP for the DCC ready version is $199.98. The MSRP for the DCC version with Soundtrack's Tsunami 2 sound is $299.98. My model is the DCC ready version. The paint on the model is opaque and thin enough not to obscure detail. The markings are mostly crisp, with only a few tiny voids at panel seams. All but the smallest writing on some of the warning labels is legible with magnification. There is some noticeable overspray under the NYC lightning stripe on the front of the model on the fireman's side. As far as I can tell, the panel and grille detail on the sides of the model match the prototype exactly. The handrails are made of a flexible plastic and are slightly warped in spots, a typical problem for this type of handrail. Many of the grills on the model are photo-etched. The grills at the rear are see-through and there is some detail inside, though the wires for the rear ditch lights also show. One of the grills on the fireman's side is noticeably warped. There is really good detail under the sills. The trucks have brake and sanding lines. In front, the model has freestanding grab irons, delicate windshield wipers, an uncoupling lever, MU cable, MU hoses, and a plow that looks correct for the prototype. The ditch lights and headlights are operable, though they are lit with bulbs and not LEDs. The model is equipped with McHenry scale couplers. The front coupler is low according to the Katy height gauge. Details in the rear are comparable to the front and also match prototype photos. The spare knuckles would look better painted a rusty color rather than striped like the rest of the Pilot. The grille on the rear of the long hood is also photo etched. It's sometimes difficult to find roof shots of locomotives, but as far as I can tell, the roof detail on the cab matches the NS SD70ACe heritage units, at least as built. Like Athearn's other SD70ACe models, the cab roof is held on with magnets and can be removed to reveal the cab interior. Included in the parts bag inside the box is an additional cab roof and some other detail parts. The turbo exhaust is see-through and the horn appears to match the prototype, though it is mounted slightly crooked. In back, the fans look really good, with see-through grills, exterior piping, and blades inside. All the wheels pick up current and all 6 axles are powered. All of the wheels are in gauge according to the NMRA standards gauge. The model weighs 17.5 ounces. I measured 2.6 ounces of drawbar pull on my force gauge. I'm running the model on DC. It's pretty smooth and quiet, with good low-speed capability. I'll run it so we can look at the lights. The bulbs are fairly dim, and part of the problem with the ditch lights is that the bulbs point up instead of out the front. One of the rear ditch lights is especially dim. To get inside the model, first I need to remove the coupler screws. Once the coupler screws are removed, you can remove the coupler boxes. Then there are other screws near the fuel tank. Then the shell will come off. Be careful of the wires for the bulbs. If you want to install DCC, you can just remove the JST dummy plug and then either use this connector or this 8-pin plug to install a decoder, or if you'd rather, you can remove the entire light board and put in a board-style decoder. The frame already has a place for a speaker, so if you want to put in your own sound, it wouldn't be too hard to do. Overall, this is a very nice model of an interesting modern locomotive. Athearn has done a great job getting the details right, and the model runs very well. I would really like to see Athearn move to LED lighting like almost every other model manufacturer already has. I'm not going to take a spike for that, as I'm not sure that everyone is as fussy about lighting as me. I am disappointed by the overspray on the cab. I'm taking a spike for that. I'm also taking a spike for the coupler height. My final verdict is 8 out of 10 spikes.